Hi and welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm super excited about this week's video because, as you know, last week my great news was that my daughter had a birthday on last Wednesday and my parents celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary on last Thursday. But this week I'm super excited about so many new things. So before we jump right on in, I want to show you my planner layout. So here's the small one. Nothing fancy, as you can see, and I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't really feel like doing any decorating, so I just stuck these stickers on it and called it a day. Here is my medium-sized planner, and of course you guys know this has been decorated since last December. Hope we're in focus. There we go. So this was decorated last December, so all I had to do was just write in it. So that's that. Now, next on my list, I am excited, you guys, because as you know, I get on the scale every Monday faithfully without fail. And so last week I lost a pound. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, Michelle, that's not a lot of weight. And you know what, in the grand scheme of things, it is not. However, I am always thankful for whatever amount of weight I lose. I wouldn't have cared if it was a half a pound. A loss is a loss is a loss. And guess what? All those losses will add up to a big loss at some point in time. So you know what? I will take my 1 pound, especially since the previous week I was coming off my cycle. And you know, women, you all understand this, men, you may not. But when you are, when we're on our cycle, for me anyway, I tend to hold a lot of water in, and so it's just a nightmare in and of itself. But you know what? Like I said, I will take my little 1 pound. So moving on, more great news, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. Yes, let me give myself a pat on the back because last week I did 5 days of cardio. Can I just tell y'all, 5 days of cardio. So this is how my week went. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, I got up and did cardio. Typically, I was in the gym by 5:30ish, sometimes 5:40, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, it is so hard getting out the bed that time of morning. So realistically, for me, because my gym is just directly across the street from my house, I could get up at 5, no later than 5:15, and be at the gym and on the treadmill or elliptical, whatever I'm going to use, by 5:35. But if you know me, then you know I have got to hit the snooze button at least twice, sometimes 3 times before I can get out the bed. And I'm trying to get out of doing that. I want to get to a point where when my alarm goes off, I hit it, get up and move. But like I said, I'm excited. I got in there 5 times last week, and I will take that. So then I decided, well, you know, I need to come up with a schedule. And it's set in stone because it's written in my my vision book. So it's written in stone. Got to do it, right? So what I decided, now let me be honest with you. First I said I was going to do this for 90 days. 90 days. And then that little voice said, Michelle, no, don't do that. Because you know how you can be. So I said, okay, well, Lord, I'm going to stick with it for 30 days. So for the next 30 days, this is going to be my routine. So on Monday, I will do noon cardio because, as you know, I telework from home on Mondays and Fridays. So on Mondays, I'll do cardio at noon or around that time. And then in the evening, so I'll go to Planet Fitness in the early part of the day to do cardio. In the evening, I'll go to Gold's Gym for leg day. On Tuesdays, I'll do AM cardio only because I have Bible study on Tuesday night. Wednesday, I have AM cardio at Planet Fitness. Then in the PM, I'm going to Gold's because it's back day. Thursday is AM cardio only. Now, I do have the option to do PM cardio if I want to, but I don't really have to. So I think I'll just stick with the AM cardio. And I'll tell you why, too. Hopefully I can remember when I'm done with telling what I have to tell you. So on Friday is noon cardio, and it's chest day. So again, I'll go to Planet Fitness for the cardio, Gold's Gym to do my chest work. And then on Saturday, I've decided Saturday is going to be my rest day. And then Sunday, I will do noon-ish cardio because I do go to church on Sunday. And I'm there for the 7:15 as well as the 9:30 service. And I think the 9:30 service gets out at about 11, if I'm not mistaken. So I said noon-ish because I still have to go home and change clothes. So it could be 1 o'clock. But on Sunday, I will get in my cardio. And that'll be it. No weight training on Sundays. Weight training is only Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Unless I have something to do. And then we'll do a double on Wednesday because we can deadlift and bench on Wednesday, or we can do a double on Friday where we're deadlifting and benching on Friday. Monday is not the question because that's leg day and it is the hardest day of the week. So that's going to be for the next 30 days. That is going to be my program. The option, like I said, is there. If I want to do more cardio, I can fit it in. But let me tell you why I probably won't. Because what I noticed is that excuse me, you all know that I log my stuff in, my food and my workouts on my phone. I'm pulling up the app as I'm talking to you. And I use an app called My Plate. And so let me just go to the 22nd. Here's a good day. No, not that one. Let's go back. Hold on. Okay, so on Wednesday, the 21st. So according to this, I consumed 1,667 calories. I burned 1,126 calories. And that's a combination of my daily steps because I keep my phone on me, be it in my hand when I'm walking, or if I have a pocket, I put it in my pocket because what it does is it calculates my movement and I'm burning energy as long as I'm up and moving around. So my iPhone daily steps on this particular day was 336. I was on the treadmill that morning and I burned 415 calories. Actually, no, I was on the elliptical and I burned 415 calories. And then that evening I went back to the gym and did my deadlift program. That was 250 calories. So all three of those things together was 1,126 calories. Hope you guys can see that. And so you might be thinking, well, that's not a bad thing. Well, no, actually it is, because remember what I said. I ate 1,667 calories, and yes, I write down everything, or I note everything on here. I burned 1,126 calories. So my net calories for Wednesday was only 541, and according to my app, I still had 1,459 calories left. So I said, well, Michelle, you're going to have to be mindful of that, because what you don't want is at the end of the day, I've only actually consumed a small amount of calories, like I just shared with you in that example. So that means that I actually need to be eating more food, because I really don't want my net calories to be less than 1,500. 1,500 I'm good with, but when it's less than 1,500, that is a problem, and stuff like that will slow down your weight loss. So it was a trial. This is a trial run this week. Next week I definitely will do much better. But like I said, this week is just, I just jumped in there and just did it. Didn't really think too much about it. But I noticed at the end of the day, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my net calories was well below 1,000, and that's just not good, period. And you might be thinking, well, Michelle, you're trying to lose weight, but that's not good. So like I said, I'm going to stick with this program that I just shared with you, and I'm going to make sure I'm eating more. Moving on. So I'm also excited because I don't know if I ever told you guys. I think I did, but I'm not sure. But anyway, a couple of years ago, I had the awesome fortune of touching, you guys wait for it, 950 pounds. That's 950 on the leg press. So of course I had used my knee wraps because that's a lot of weight. And when I tell you that it was heavy, oh honey, it was heavy. Okay, I felt like everything in my body was just going to pass through me at that particular moment. But I had to stay strong, so I could only get it for 3, and I couldn't take it back too deep. But that's okay, because I can actually say that I touched it. So when on Monday, because Monday's leg day, I was able to do 700 pounds on the leg press, and I only did it for 5 reps because because that was my last set, because I think I started warming up with 500 and I topped out at 7, because what I've come to understand is that you have to listen to your body, okay? And when I start to feel that little bit of pain in my right glute, that's when I have to stop. So I got the 700 for 5 reps, but it was 5 beautiful reps, you guys. And I did it just with my knee sleeves. I didn't wrap my knees, but I just used knee sleeves, and it was so beautiful. But I did warm up 500 for 10 reps, 600 for 10 reps, and then my last set was 700 for the 5 reps. And you know what, y'all? I'll take it. I will take it. So, super excited because, like I said, it's been a while since I've been able. For a while, I couldn't get past 500 for 10 reps because it started to get a little painful for me, and I'm listening to my body and stopping when I need to. So, hey, I will take it. Okay, so now I've got to decide for today, do I go up 25 pounds or do I jump 100 pounds? And honestly, I think it's just going to really depend on how I feel. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know next week. So next, I want to share with you guys some super, super awesome news. So at work, I think I may have shared this with you, I'm not sure. But anyway, at work, we officially started our Toastmasters Club on last Thursday. So one of the things that the young lady that came to talk to us about was, she said, well, in order for us to move forward, you have to uh, decide on who your officers are going to be, and then come up with a club name and all that kind of good stuff. And honestly, I can't remember the name at the moment. So anyway, so someone says, well, in terms of officers, what is it that we have to do? You know, is it a lot of work? Because in our agency, we just do a lot of work. And I know I do personally. And so the lady said, no, not really. She said, everything you need actually is already done for you. As long as you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, you know, you'll be fine. And so it was like, okay, cool, we can do this. And so they asked for someone to step up to the plate to be the president. And I was doing something, I happened to look up, and Kevin is staring at me, giving that look like, you better raise your hand. And I'm thinking, I shook my head, and he was like, okay. So a couple other people stared at me as well, and I'm thinking, why is everybody looking at me? All these people in the room, it was like 18 of us. Why are they looking at me? So, needless to say, I raised my hand, and so now I am the president of the very first Toastmasters Club. You guys, I'm super excited and nervous, but super excited. So y'all just pray for me, because I think I can do this. I do. I believe. No, let me say this. I know I can do this, but I am a little nervous and excited at the same time. So I couldn't wait to tell you guys that. I almost did a vlog just to tell you that, but I said no, it can wait. Now, last on my list, and I promise I'm going to let you be, on last week I attended the Women in Business workshop, which is always an awesome workshop to attend through the Circle of Champions. I will leave the link for Circle of Champions in the description box. Love, love, love Bob Yates and all that he does. So here's some takeaways from what we talked about. So we talked about the purpose of branding, which is to attract business and not to chase it, because there is a difference between attracting business and running it down. And then we talked about so the question was asked, what are the 3 things in your business that you need to dedicate 80% of your time to? And so everybody was asked to think about that. What are 3 things in your business that you need to dedicate 80% of your time to? Then we talked about the power of branding is that it is an identification of who you are. Okay? Then we talked about the importance of having a brochure is that it validates that you are a real business. And it made me think, I don't have a brochure. I have a flyer, but I don't have a brochure. So I will be working on that. As you guys know, I'm always doing so many different things, but I will definitely work on that. And then we talked about creating a PR package. And so we talked about some things that you can have in your PR package. Now I actually have some of this work already done, so I was like, okay, I'm in the right direction. And so we talked about doing a newsletter. You know, a letter that talks about who you are, not so much of who you are, but introducing your business to whoever you're giving that PR package to. We talked about doing brochures, services list, a list of, the services that you offer, a price list. What are your prices for those things? And business card. So out of these things, oh, we talked about doing a magazine, so I've got to definitely work on that. Not that I can't do it, I just need to work on doing it. But the things I have to work on is the magazine and the newsletter. But I'm thinking, if I do a newsletter, do I necessarily have to create a little magazine? So I think I might just do a newsletter and stick with that. And I do have my welcome letter to my business on my letterhead, so I have that. I do want to work on a brochure. I have my list of services and the price for those services in terms of my speaking engagements. And of course, I have business cards. So it's coming together. It's coming together. So then we talked about your brand. So your brand is the promise your product or service makes to people and the gift wrapping that promise is wrapped in. Most of the time we are buying a brand and not a product, which is so true. So if you think about it, when I go to the store to buy soup and I want tomato soup, I don't want that store brand soup. I want Campbell's. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not, and then now they're both tomato soups. It's just that you have Campbell's here and the store brand over here. I want the Campbell's. Yes, it's a little bit more, but don't judge me. I like what I like. And then we talked about personal branding. People choose you because of who you are. And that is so true. Sometimes it's because of what you know, but 9 times out of 10, when somebody chooses you over someone else, it's because of who you are. And then we asked the question, I want to be known as, and then you had to fill in the blank of what it is that you want to be known as. So I'm going to leave you with that question. What is it that you want to be known for? We talked about the power of branding. It must contain, one, the unique value that you offer, the unique value that I offer, and then the difference you provide, and number 3, the customer promise that you make. So these are all things that your branding must have. Okay, then we talked about you don't want to be a jack of all trades. What is that one thing that you're known for? Because honestly, in this day and time, there's so many people that are good in so many areas, but you really still have to hone your niche down to just one thing, okay? And then we talked about if you want to get paid more, you need to have a specialty. What is your specialty? Think about your business. What do you specialize in? If you're doing hair and your specialty is doing sew-ins, it's not that you can't do all types of hair, natural hair, processed hair, all of that, but your specialty is your sew-ins. You have to have a specialty. And then Bob shared his tips for success. And this is what he had to say. So he said his tips for success were speak 40 to 60 times a year, produce an information product every 30 days, you guys. So every 30 days you should be producing some kind of a product for your business. It can be a workbook, it could be an audio file, it could be a video, whatever that thing is, but every 30 days you should be producing something. And then hold a national event every year, and then hold an international seminar every year. And then we talked about what will public speaking do for you. So here's the 4 things that we came up with. So public speaking will do for you, number 1, it'll open doors of opportunity, which is true because people get to see who you are. It gives you exposure. It increases your influence. And it quadruples your earning power. Okay? And so that was it. Okay, so those are the takeaways. Now, of course, we talked about much, much more than this, but those were the takeaways that I wanted to share with you guys. And I want to encourage you to go to Circle of Champions website and take advantage of these workshops because you learn so much. And I'll be honest with you, this particular workshop, I've sat through it before, but each time that I walk away with something else new. And I've already started putting into place some things that we talked about on last Saturday. So last thing, I thought that was it, but I have one more thing, and then I promise I will let you be. Talk about, when I talked about Bob's tips for success, excuse me, and he talked about producing some kind of a product every 30 days. Love that. In fact, I couldn't wait to go home so I could get started, which really was something that I had already had in place to do. Let me show you guys. So these right here are notes. These are notes from videos that I've recorded Some of them last year, some year before last, and they are ones that I decided I wanted to do a audio product on. So I have audio files that I created, so I'm super excited about that. I don't know how I left that for last, but you know what, saving the best for last. So what it is, so I have new digital products, and I'll be sure to put the link for them in the description box. So I recorded 3 audio files, and I'm so proud of myself, you guys. So the first one is how to move on, because there are so many times when people have a hard time with moving on, and we all have experienced this. So let's not act brand new and act like we have it all together and we always have. No, you haven't, because we all have had that time in our lives where we had a hard time with moving on. And the second one that I recorded was how to be real with yourself, because if you can't be real with you and I can't be real with me, we're no good to anybody. And then I talked about the 10 things that happen when you let go. So those are my 3 new digital products. They're audio files. And so I will put the link for them in the description box, so you can go to my site. You can purchase them. They're all just $5. Purchase them, download them. You can burn it to a CD if you want to, play it through your phone, whatever it is you listen to audio files on. And I think they're all just extremely helpful. And when I created this package right here, I believe it was 12 topics that I wanted to do an audio file on. So like I said, so far I have 3 of them done. So next month I will pick 3 more that I want to record, because I'm just, like I said, I am very, very serious this year with increasing my catalog of my products. So now I have workbooks and I have audio files that you can go and check out. One of the ones that people ask me about often is creating a YouTube channel, doing videos. And in that workbook, just a quick refresher in case you forgot, I talk about, cameras that you can use, backgrounds and settings, and coming up with your topics and all that other good stuff. So I want to encourage you to go and purchase your copy, because I believe it'll be very, very helpful for you. And that's all I have, you guys. That is all I have. I want to say thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much for those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you guys to the moon and back. And I cannot wait until we talk again next week. But in the meantime, as always, I want you guys to go out here and just be the most awesome, fantastic people that you can be. I want you to do something for yourself this week. I want you to do 2 things. 2 things. I want you to do something for yourself this week that you've been putting off for a while. And y'all know whatever that thing is. I don't know what it is, but you know what it is. So whatever it is you've been putting off for a while, I want you to get out there and do it. But then I also want you to find one person, a minimum of one person that you can bless this week. Okay, it doesn't matter how big or small that blessing is, but I want you to find one person that you can bless this week. And so that is all I have. Love you guys, and we'll talk again next week.